Welcome to our college briefing show. Today, we're diving into inspiring stories of resilience and transformation. First up, we explore how Hurricane Katrina reshaped New Orleans' education system, turning it into the first all-charter school district in the U.S., and how this disaster inspired teachers and students alike to forge stronger community bonds. Next, we take a trip to Seoul with Vanessa Lee, a celebrity aesthetic nurse from Hollywood, who shares her insights into Korea's innovative beauty tech and her journey from emergency nurse to a sought-after skincare expert, emphasizing natural beauty and integrity. Finally, we celebrate a remarkable milestone as a 74-year-old man in Australia graduates from law school, proving that it's never too late to pursue your dreams and embrace lifelong learning. Please continue to watch for more details. The Toronto Star vividly recounts the profound impact Hurricane Katrina had on New Orleans' education system, transforming it into the nation's first all-charter school district. The personal stories of educators like Chris Deere, Jaquil Ross, and Michelle Garnett illustrate the resilience and compassion that emerged amidst chaos. Deere's experience of evacuation and the caring teachers who supported him in Texas ignited his passion for teaching, inspiring him to create a sense of belonging for students. Ross's journey from a displaced middle schooler to an advocate for Black male educators highlights how Katrina reshaped his life, emphasizing the importance of community and support. Garnett's memories of her school's destruction and her subsequent return to teaching reveal how personal loss and dedication fueled her lifelong commitment to education, demonstrating that even in devastation, hope and purpose can flourish. South China Morning Post introduces Vanessa Lee, a skincare expert and registered nurse whose sole trip with the Kardashians underscores her rise from a beauty enthusiast inspired by magazines to a renowned esthetician. Lee's journey reflects her Filipino heritage and her dedication to enhancing natural beauty with integrity, emphasizing facial balance and skin health over complete augmentation. Her story showcases how her confidence, instilled by her mother and her own experiences as a Filipino in predominantly white spaces, propelled her to become a respected figure in Hollywood's cosmetic scene. Lee's work exemplifies a modern approach to beauty, celebrating diversity and authenticity, while her trip to Korea highlights her pursuit of cutting-edge techniques in cosmetic innovation, blending her medical background with her passion for artistry. Australian Broadcasting Corporation highlights the inspiring story of Mr. Looker, a 74-year-old man who celebrated his law graduation with a ceremony at the Supreme Court, decades after leaving school at 15. His varied career as a teacher and community leader, combined with his recent pursuit of a law degree, underscores a lifelong commitment to service and learning. His story exemplifies the idea that age is no barrier to new beginnings, inspiring older generations to embrace continuous growth. Supported by his family and friends, including his son and father, who served in World War II, Mr. Looker's journey reflects resilience, curiosity, and the importance of never giving up. His pursuit of justice and education at such an advanced age demonstrates that it's never too late to pursue one's passions, inspiring others to keep striving regardless of life's stage. The South China Morning Post highlights the struggles faced by Hong Kong's university basketball team at the Asian University Basketball League in Hangzhou, revealing a systemic lack of professionalism that hampers their development. The HKU team, hampered by insufficient resources, such as limited practice courts and players being committed to local clubs, is contrasted with Japanese universities that boast full-time coaching staff and comprehensive training systems. Coach Winston Tam Kai-chung emphasizes the importance of proper preparation and criticizes the local sports ecosystem for neglecting early childhood training and tactical education, which leaves Hong Kong players at a disadvantage against more systematic regional competitors. Despite the team's heavy losses, including a blowout against Hakua University, the players acknowledge the cultural and structural gaps, with star Ryan Chuck noting the differences in playing style and the broader challenge of balancing academics and athletics in Hong Kong. The South China Morning Post also reports on Hong Kong's ongoing efforts to improve waste management, focusing on the apparent success of recycling initiatives and the decline in trash volume following the indefinite shelving of the waste charging scheme. Since the closure of the controversial plan, the city has seen a rise in recycling activities, including the expansion of recycling stations and increased public participation, with some officials claiming that waste has peaked and is declining steadily. However, environmentalists criticize these claims as superficial, arguing that the data does not reflect genuine progress towards sustainability targets set over a decade ago, such as reducing per capita waste to 1 kilogram daily. Experts warn that the current reliance on free recycling stations and public incentives is neither sustainable nor cost-effective, emphasizing the need for comprehensive policies like waste charging and producer responsibility schemes to truly address the city's waste problem and meet long-term environmental goals. In the tragic incident covered by the South China Morning Post, a tour bus crash in upstate New York resulted in the deaths of 5 individuals, including a Columbia University student from Beijing, Xia Hongzhua. The accident, involving a Van Hool motor coach that rolled over after hitting a median, left numerous passengers injured, some seriously, as the bus veered off the road into a ditch. Authorities are investigating the cause, including driver fatigue and seatbelt usage, with preliminary reports indicating the driver was not intoxicated. The incident underscores the dangers of road travel and the importance of safety measures, with the investigation expected to take up to 2 years to determine the exact cause. The tragic loss of young lives, especially that of Xia Hongzhua, highlights the profound human toll of such accidents and the ongoing need for rigorous safety protocols in transportation. The Globe and Mail reports on LaSalle College in Quebec, a renowned bilingual institution that faces a dire threat to its existence due to the province's new language law. The college, which has been over-enrolling students in its English programs for the past 2 years, is now hit with a staggering $30 million fine, an existential threat, according to its CEO, Claude Marchand. Despite legal challenges and appeals to the court, the college remains committed to finding a fair resolution, criticizing the government's rigid stance and emphasizing the importance of negotiations to protect its operations and students' futures. Meanwhile, Quebec's government accuses LaSalle College of knowingly defying quotas designed to promote French language use, with the Higher Education Minister Pascal Derry condemning the college for putting students in limbo while refusing to adhere to the law, highlighting the ongoing tension between language preservation and institutional survival. The Globe and Mail also sheds light on U.S. military policy impacting Ukraine's defense capabilities amid escalating tensions with Russia. Reports reveal that the Pentagon is restricting Ukraine's access to advanced U.S.-made long-range missile systems, specifically the Army Tactical Missile Systems, ATACMS, which could target Russian territory. This decision, overseen by Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, appears to be influenced by diplomatic considerations, as the White House and Pentagon aim to limit the scope of Ukraine's strikes inside Russia. U.S. President Donald Trump's recent frustrations with the Ukraine conflict and his threats of sanctions or withdrawal from peace negotiations underscore a shifting global order, where diplomatic and military strategies are intricately intertwined, adding layers of complexity to the ongoing war. In Australia, the ABC reports on the vital role of secondhand shops and tip stores in promoting sustainability and reducing landfill waste. Graham Kendall, a dedicated tip shop enthusiast, exemplifies the community's efforts to give household items a second life, saving thousands of dollars and diverting hundreds of tons of waste from landfills. However, the rise of fast fashion giants like Shein and Temu is threatening these gains. Experts warn that the influx of low-quality donations and the popularity of cheap, disposable clothing, driven by the cost of living crisis, are undermining environmental efforts. Despite increased awareness of sustainability, the allure of inexpensive, trendy apparel fuels a cycle of overconsumption, challenging the progress made by secondhand stores and calling for stricter regulations to curb the environmental impact of fast fashion. BBC reports a harrowing story of Rex, a 9-year-old boy with a severe pea allergy, whose life was almost lost after eating a hot cross bun containing pea protein in its glaze. Despite pea not being one of the 14 allergens legally required to be listed, experts are now advocating for its inclusion on food labels, especially as Rex has experienced multiple reactions, including one from an ice cream he had previously consumed without issue. Rex's parents, like many others, feel frustrated and fearful, emphasizing the unpredictability of hidden ingredients in everyday foods, which can turn innocent-looking products into life-threatening hazards. They argue that expanding allergen labeling to include peas and other less obvious allergens would be a game-changer for allergic individuals, making dining out and grocery shopping safer and less stressful. The Toronto Star details the ongoing dispute involving LaSalle College in Montreal, which faces a $30 million fine for enrolling too many students in English language programs, violating Quebec's language law. The college, a bilingual institution with a 65-year history, has been accused of exceeding its quotas for 2 consecutive years, with fines of $8.8 million and $21 million, respectively. Despite claims of compliance and attempts to negotiate, the college describes the fines as abusive and an existential threat, threatening its very survival. The dispute highlights the tension between government language policies and the institution's efforts to serve its students, with the college calling for negotiations and a fair resolution to avoid jeopardizing its future. The Globe and Mail reports on recent military developments in Ukraine, where Russian forces have seized control of 2 more settlements along the 1,000-kilometer front line in Donetsk, despite Ukraine's military denying these advances. Russia claims to have captured villages like Klebenbyk and Seredin, while Ukraine reports recapturing Zeleny High and continuing resistance in other areas. The conflict remains intense, with Moscow focusing on consolidating gains in the Donbass region after failed attempts to take Kyiv early in the invasion. International efforts, including visits by leaders like Carney to Europe, aim to bolster trade and work toward peace, but the battlefield remains volatile, with both sides reporting conflicting successes amidst ongoing hostilities. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.